Imagine a love that does not merely fill the empty spaces of your life, but radiates from the fullness of who you already are. A love that is drawn naturally to the clarity, presence, and wholeness you cultivate within yourself. Imagine for a moment that love is not something you chase, but something you allow to flow naturally toward you, like water finding its course in a gentle stream. Yet before that water can reach you, before the current can bring its life-giving energy, you must first understand the terrain through which it will flow. The first step, the foundation upon which every great love is built, is self-understanding. To truly connect with another soul, you must first connect deeply with your own. So many wander through relationships, seeking completion in another, hoping that a partner can fill gaps they have never dared to examine themselves. But love that springs from lack is fragile, temporary, and easily disturbed. When you take the time to know yourself, when you learn to recognize the patterns of your heart, the desires that whisper in the quiet moments of your soul, and the fears that rise when intimacy draws near, you lay the groundwork for a love that is whole and enduring. This is not a journey that can be hurried, nor is it one that can be guided solely by intellect. Understanding yourself requires listening to the subtle currents within, noticing the ways your heart reacts in moments of joy, of pain, of connection, and of solitude. It is in the reflection of your own eyes, in the honesty of your inner dialogue, that clarity begins to emerge. What do you truly seek in another? What fears might you bring into a relationship that could shadow the brightness of connection? When you face these questions with courage, you do more than understand yourself. You create a vibration, an energy that communicates to the world the kind of love you are ready to receive. Many avoid this deep examination because it can be uncomfortable. Old wounds, unresolved disappointments, patterns of behavior that repeat silently, these are not obstacles to be feared, but messages to be understood. Each experience, each heartbreak, each joy teaches something about your needs, your boundaries, your capacity for empathy, and your willingness to give and receive love without compromise to your own essence. By honoring these lessons and integrating them into your consciousness, you cleanse your emotional landscape, preparing it to host a love that is not dictated by scarcity, but by abundance. And as you cultivate self-awareness, you begin to notice something remarkable. Relationships shift in their quality. They become reflections of the energy you carry, rather than mirrors of your unmet desires. You attract those who resonate with your authentic self, rather than those who merely seek to soothe a surface-level need. The connection that emerges is richer, more vibrant, and more aligned with your soul's purpose. Understanding yourself becomes not just a tool for love, but a gateway to a life where relationships are extensions of the clarity, compassion, and integrity you cultivate within. In this way, self-understanding is not merely preparation. It is the essence of true love itself. It is the recognition that the deepest connection you can ever have begins within. And from that sacred place, the love that enters your life will be a reflection not of longing, but of wholeness, not of searching, but of arriving. The journey inward is, in truth, the first and greatest step toward the love you have always sought. Love is not a distant goal or a prize to be won. It is a living presence that thrives in awareness, in the conscious attention we bring to each moment. The second step on the path to a fulfilling love life is the cultivation of presence and awareness, the ability to truly inhabit the now with yourself and with another. So often, people drift through relationships with their minds elsewhere, preoccupied with past grievances or future expectations. They listen with half an ear, speak with rehearsed words, and miss the subtle dance of energy and emotion that is constantly unfolding. To cultivate a love that is deep, sustaining, and vibrant, one must learn to engage fully, to honor the moment as it arises, and to respond with clarity and compassion. Being present is more than simply existing in the same space as another person. It is a state of consciousness in which you recognize the uniqueness of each encounter, the depth of the human spirit in yourself and in your partner. It is about listening not only to the words spoken, but to the emotions and intentions beneath them. It is about noticing the small gestures, the subtle shifts in expression, the quiet truths that reveal the inner world of the one you love. Presence is a gift, both to yourself and to those with whom you connect. It allows intimacy to grow organically, unhindered by distraction or assumption, and it transforms ordinary moments into experiences of profound connection. Awareness in relationships also requires an understanding of your own patterns, your triggers, and your reactions. To be fully present with another, you must first be fully present with yourself. You cannot respond authentically to the needs of another if you are unaware of your own. When you observe your own thoughts and emotions without judgment, you create a space in which love can flow freely, untainted by fear, expectation, or old wounds. This self-awareness enhances your ability to empathize, to truly see the other person, and to respond not from habit but from a place of conscious choice. In the same way that a garden flourishes when it receives attention, care, and mindful observation, so too does love thrive when nurtured by presence. It is in the shared laughter that is fully heard, in the gaze that meets another without distraction, in the silence that is held comfortably together, that love deepens and roots itself in the soul. Presence dissolves misunderstanding, softens conflict, and strengthens trust because it conveys to the other person that they are truly seen, truly valued, and truly understood. Cultivating presence is not a task completed once, but a continual practice, a conscious return to the moment whenever the mind drifts or the heart wavers. Through this practice, love becomes less about what is desired or anticipated and more about what is experienced and celebrated in the here and now. It is in this state of awareness that relationships are transformed from fleeting encounters into sacred partnerships, from transactions of need into reflections of shared growth and mutual respect. Presence, therefore, is not merely a skill, it is the essence of living love fully, consciously, and vibrantly, allowing each moment to carry the infinite potential of connection, understanding, and joy. Every person carries within them echoes of past experiences, memories that linger in the heart long after the events have passed. These past wounds, though often hidden beneath layers of daily life, shape the way we approach love, the choices we make, and the patterns we unconsciously repeat. The third step toward a truly fulfilling love life is the recognition and healing of these past wounds. Without addressing the pain, disappointments, or betrayals that reside within, even the most promising relationships can become mirrors reflecting old fears rather than opportunities for growth and connection. Healing is not about erasing the past, but understanding it, integrating its lessons, and releasing the grip it holds over the present. Many carry the burden of heartbreak as if it defines their capacity for love. They approach new relationships with caution, suspicion, or unconscious expectation that history will repeat itself. Yet these patterns are not the truth of who they are. They are the echoes of moments that have already passed. By turning inward and confronting these emotional imprints, one begins to dissolve the fear and resistance that prevent genuine intimacy. This requires courage, for it demands honesty with oneself, a willingness to face emotions that may have been buried for years, and the grace to forgive both oneself and others for the ways in which past experiences shaped the journey. Healing past wounds is also an act of self-empowerment. It allows one to reclaim the energy that has been tied up in resentment, regret, or guilt, transforming it into a source of strength and clarity. In this process, love shifts from being a response to emptiness to an expression of abundance. When the heart is no longer tethered by old pain, it becomes capable of giving and receiving love freely, without the constraints of fear or expectation. The emotional baggage that once limited connection is replaced by a deeper understanding of one's needs, boundaries, and desires, creating fertile ground for relationships that are both nurturing and authentic. Forgiveness plays a central role in this journey. Forgiveness is not about condoning what has happened, nor is it about denying the reality of past pain. It is about releasing the hold that the past exerts over the present, allowing the heart to open without hesitation. When one forgives, one is not only liberating oneself, but also clearing the path for another soul to enter into one's life without being weighed down by shadows. This is the transformative power of healing. It restores freedom, restores trust in one's capacity to love, and restores the natural flow of emotional energy that attracts a harmonious partnership. As the layers of past hurt are gently peeled away, a new perspective emerges, one that sees relationships not as arenas for repetition of old wounds, but as opportunities for growth, joy, and mutual enrichment. Healing allows love to flourish on a foundation of authenticity, trust, and understanding. It opens the heart to experience connection at its deepest level, where vulnerability is met with compassion and intimacy is nurtured with awareness. The path to your best love life begins with the willingness to face what has been, to honor it, and then to release it, creating space for love that is not constrained by history, but illuminated by the clarity and wisdom gained from it. In this sacred space, the heart is free to love fully, courageously, and with an enduring openness that transforms every relationship into a reflection of one's truest self. Every relationship that truly thrives is not a matter of chance. It is a reflection of intention, clarity, and conscious choice. The fourth step toward creating your best love life is the practice of intentional attraction, understanding that the connections you form are not accidents, but the natural result of the energy, values, and clarity you cultivate within yourself. So often, people enter relationships hoping to find love without ever pausing to consider what they are truly seeking, what kind of partner aligns with their highest self, and what type of relationship will nurture their growth. By bringing conscious awareness to these questions, you begin to act as a magnet for the love that resonates with your soul, rather than being drawn into situations that merely satisfy temporary desires or societal expectations. Intentional attraction begins with clarity about your values and your needs. What qualities in a partner will support your growth, your purpose, and your joy? What behaviors, attitudes, or patterns are incompatible with the life you wish to lead? This is not about constructing a rigid checklist or placing limitations on love, but rather about defining a framework that ensures compatibility and alignment on a deeper level. When you are clear about what you seek, your energy communicates that clarity to the world. Others who resonate with this energy are naturally drawn to you, creating the foundation for a relationship built on mutual understanding, respect, and shared vision. Equally important is the cultivation of self-respect and self-worth. The energy you carry is as powerful as the intentions you set. When you value yourself and honor your own journey, you transmit a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive a love that mirrors that respect and appreciation. Conversely, if you approach relationships from a place of lack, fear, or dependency, you are more likely to attract situations that reinforce those limitations. Intentional attraction requires aligning your inner world with your desires, ensuring that the love you wish to draw into your life resonates with the person you are becoming. Another essential aspect of intentional attraction is authenticity. To attract the love you seek, you must present yourself truthfully, without masks, pretenses, or attempts to fit into what you believe someone else wants. Authenticity is magnetic because it reflects confidence, self-awareness, and a willingness to be seen fully. The energy of authenticity allows connections to form on a level beyond superficial attraction, creating bonds that are rooted in understanding, compatibility, and mutual respect. This practice also calls for patience and trust. Love that is aligned with your highest self does not arrive by forcing or manipulating circumstances. It is drawn by the consistent clarity of your intentions, the integrity of your actions, and the quality of the energy you maintain. By cultivating intentional attraction, you move beyond random encounters and fleeting infatuations toward a partnership that reflects the depth, richness, and harmony you envision. In the end, the relationships that truly flourish are those that are approached with purpose and awareness. By knowing yourself, defining your desires, honoring your worth and remaining authentic, you create a magnetic field for the love that is meant to complement your life's journey. Intentional attraction transforms the way you relate to love. It becomes a conscious, sacred act, a reflection of your inner clarity and a pathway to experiencing a partnership that is not only fulfilling, but also aligned with your highest potential. Love, when approached with intention, is no longer a matter of chance. It is the natural outcome of the life you cultivate and the energy you bring into the world. Love is not sustained by chance or mere attraction. It is nurtured through the conscious use of one's voice, the energy of intention, and the commitment to honest expression. The fifth step toward your best love life is understanding communication as a sacred tool, a means of connecting deeply, building trust, and transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. Words are more than sounds, they are carriers of energy, reflections of thought, and expressions of the heart. How we communicate shapes the emotional climate of a relationship, determines the depth of intimacy, and influences the trajectory of love. To speak consciously, to express oneself with clarity, compassion, and authenticity, is to lay a foundation upon which lasting connection can thrive. Many relationships falter not because love is absent, but because communication is misunderstood, misused, or neglected. People often speak without listening, react without reflection, or allow assumptions to guide their words. In doing so, they inadvertently create distance, confusion, or hurt. To use communication as a sacred tool, one must first cultivate awareness of the power of words, both spoken and unspoken. Every expression, tone, gesture, glance carries meaning. When aligned with empathy, patience, and truth, these expressions become bridges between hearts rather than barriers. Honest communication requires courage, for it demands vulnerability. To speak one's needs, boundaries, and desires is to risk discomfort, rejection, or misunderstanding. Yet without this vulnerability, love remains superficial, limited by unspoken expectations and concealed emotions. The act of expressing oneself fully, however, invites reciprocity. When one partner shares with authenticity, it creates space for the other to respond in kind, establishing a cycle of trust, understanding, and emotional resonance. Communication, therefore, is not merely transactional, it is transformative. It is the medium through which intimacy deepens and the essence of partnership is revealed. Equally important is the practice of listening. Listening is not passive, it is an active engagement, a willingness to perceive not only the words, but the emotions, intentions, and energies that underlie them. True listening requires presence, attention, and suspension of judgment. By listening deeply, one validates the experience of the other, honors their inner world, and fosters a climate of mutual respect. In this way, communication becomes a dance, a harmonious interplay of giving and receiving, speaking and hearing, expressing and understanding. Misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable. But even these moments can be transformed through conscious communication. Challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities to deepen connection, clarify intentions, and practice compassion. By approaching conflict with a mindset of understanding rather than winning, by speaking from one's truth without blame or accusation, one elevates communication into a sacred act, a tool for healing, alignment, and growth. Ultimately, the quality of love is inseparable from the quality of communication. Words, when spoken with integrity and awareness, carry the power to nurture, inspire, and unify. Silence, when observed with respect and attentiveness, carries the power to reflect, honor, and create space. By mastering communication as a sacred tool, you not only enhance the depth of your relationships, but also cultivate an environment in which love can flourish naturally, freely, and abundantly. In this conscious expression, the heart finds its voice, the soul finds resonance, and the journey of love becomes a shared path of clarity, understanding, and profound connection. Love is not confined to emotion alone. It is a dynamic energy that flows through every aspect of our being. uniting mind, body, and spirit. The sixth step toward your best love life is the alignment of these three dimensions, for relationships thrive when we ourselves are whole, balanced, and conscious. Many seek love externally, hoping another will complete them, unaware that the quality of the connection they experience is a direct reflection of the harmony within. By nurturing your own growth, caring for your physical and emotional health, and tending to your spiritual well-being, you create a resonance that naturally attracts a partnership aligned with your highest self. The mind is the seat of perception and intention. When your thoughts are clear, positive, and intentional, they shape the way you approach love, your interactions with others, and the energy you project into the world. Awareness of your mental patterns, fears, and beliefs about love allows you to consciously choose thoughts that support healthy connection rather than unconsciously repeating limiting patterns. By cultivating a mindset of openness, curiosity, and gratitude, you magnetize experiences and people that resonate with these qualities, creating a fertile ground for love that is conscious, enduring, and deeply fulfilling. The body is the vessel through which energy is expressed, and caring for it is essential to maintaining the vitality required for meaningful connection. Physical well-being influences emotional stability, energy levels, and the capacity to experience intimacy fully. Engaging in practices that support health, such as mindful movement, proper nutrition, and rest, not only enhances your personal vitality, but communicates to the universe and to potential partners that you value yourself and the life you are cultivating. A body that is cared for and respected becomes a vessel through which love can flow freely and energetically, creating a magnetic presence that draws connection naturally. Spirit, the unseen dimension, carries the essence of our deepest truth and connection to life itself. When your spiritual alignment is nurtured, you cultivate an inner peace and sense of purpose that radiates outward. Practices of reflection, meditation, gratitude, and alignment with higher principles enable you to navigate relationships with clarity, compassion, and discernment. Spiritually grounded individuals attract love that mirrors their integrity and purpose, fostering connections that support growth rather than distraction or compromise. The integration of mind, body, and spirit creates a resonance that is both palpable and magnetic. Love flows most effortlessly when you are centered, balanced, and fully engaged in your own journey. You no longer seek love as a remedy for incompleteness, but as an extension of the abundance and wholeness that already exist within you. Relationships formed from this alignment are not dependent on circumstance or fleeting attraction. They are reflections of an internal state of harmony, a meeting of two complete individuals who come together to share, grow, and elevate each other. This alignment also allows for greater resilience within relationships. Challenges, misunderstandings, and differences are inevitable, but when you approach them from a place of internal balance, they become opportunities for growth and deeper intimacy. The energy you bring into a relationship, calm, centered, and conscious, sets the tone for how conflicts are navigated, how connection is deepened, and how love is expressed. By aligning mind, body, and spirit, you cultivate a love life that is not merely reactive or circumstantial, but intentionally vibrant and deeply resonant. This holistic approach transforms every interaction into an opportunity for connection, understanding, and shared growth. In nurturing yourself fully, you prepare the way for a partnership that mirrors the highest expression of love, one that is conscious, abundant, and enduring, reflecting the best version of both individuals and the shared journey they embark upon together.